Sorry, kannada cinema is in a position where a lot of stories are meant to be told. Because there's a huge market space in front of you. So how do you take that kind of opportunity to tell this kind of stories? Because it's a very long movie actually. It's not like, we were used to have a 3.3 hours of movies, but nowadays people tend to have a 2 hour kind of movies. So what was the motivation to do a long movie actually?
Now that's the reason we split it in 2 parts and made 2 hours 50 minutes 2 films. I mean, the motivation for me, it is Hemant Temra, because I love the filmmaker. I know he's a beautiful filmmaker, and if given complete freedom, I believe he can create wonders, and I just wanted to be a part of that wonder. But otherwise, the way he has shot the film, it's very poetic. And there, more than the story, the way he's conveying that story becomes more important. The time he spends to get every scene inside your heart, he spends that time on screen, so that when you watch the film, you are actually there. You completely soak yourself in that emotion. That happens because the kind of that poetry what he has shot. The same film, probably the same story can be told in probably 2.5 hours. Two films can be clubbed together, and that story can be conveyed in 2.5 hours. But it won't be what the film is today. This film is told in a very poetic manner, and for that, to tell the story in that manner, I think we need 5 years, which is why we split the story into 2 and made Shetty And Chaitra.
Sir, any updates on the channel?
As soon as I finish this, I'll start that. So I'm eagerly waiting for September 17th for 2 reasons. One is I've been working on this project for 2 years, and I want people to watch it. Second is, once I'm done, I want to run away for Richard Anthony, because I am eager to start that project as well.
Sir, actually you always want to be the directorial guy. But how you yourself see as an actor?
It's very difficult, to be frank, because on set I cannot. I get bored, to just act, because there's nothing to do. Just go act and come and again wait for the next shot. I enjoy it more when I am directing, or at least if I have written the film, then there are 1,000 things I'll be doing, even if I'm not directing. So the way I have enjoyed Ulidaru Karnante or Kiripati or Oneshriman Narayana, that kind of an enjoyment on set I don't get when I'm just acting. Yeah. So probably after this I'll be directing more. Yeah.
Chaitra.
Yes, hi.
You are an actress as well as a beautiful singer. What is your favorite acting or singing?
I love acting. Singing, it's inside me. Like, even if I'm not singing for a film or anything like that, I'm just humming most of the time. It just doesn't go out of my head. But acting is something that I want to do. I want to perform in front of people. I like it when people appreciate my work, and I enjoy that. So I consider myself an actor first and anything the next.
A kindly request, can you sing a song for us?
I can't, because in this film, we're promoting in a certain way. So only the person who sings is Priya. So if I sing, it will come across like Surabhi also sings. So I'll probably sing to you off the camera.
The director has given her
strict
very strict instructions that you are not going to sing anywhere. Okay.
Right. So yeah.
Chaitra, you're acting so well at Toby. So what's your acting experience in Sapta Sagaradaache Ello?
I mean, it's great to work with people like Raj and Rakshit, Hemant. They're great technicians that way. So most of the time it becomes easy when you get into such teams, because they're already so well planned with their films. So when you get into that equation, you only can get better and give a lot more, so that everything becomes a better picture. So with respect, like these two characters also, they're very unique in their ways and very, very difficult to play. But somehow I think because of their existence, there also I figured out how probably I could play that role, and here also, Hemant was here, and great co-actors like Rukmini and Rakshit. So these people also contributed a lot so that I could deliver better. So yeah, it just happened.
So more than love, there's so much of emotions inside it. Some friendships in Jane too. One guy coming to you when you are in hospital scene, then another guy coming with a cassette. So what about that side of it?
Sapta Sagaradaache Ello has amazing star cast, first of all, amazing actors like Gopal Deshpande and Ramesh Indra, Sharat Lohit, amazing actors, and Achar sir. And beauty is that Hemant Rao has written every character with such depth in them. So whatever characters he's written, when it is played by these amazing co-stars, and you have to perform with them, the experience is definitely always great. Because every time you have certain kind of experience as an actor, they have certain kind of experience as an actor, and you're learning from each other. Every time you are working together, there is something or one or the other thing you get to learn from each other. So it's definitely a beautiful experience, acting with them.
So my favorite scene was the one which you hear that recorded voice on a tape recorder. So what about your favorite scene on first side?
My favorite scene is Manu writes a letter to Priya. In the letter he has written that this is the last time I will see you. After this I will never be seeing you. But that letter is going to get to her only after he meets her. The last time he meets her, after that she will read the letter. So when they meet, he knows that this is the last meeting. The audience know that this is the last meeting because he's already read the letter for the audience, what she has written for Priya. But Priya doesn't know. So Priya is still in the hope that this guy is mine. Someday he'll come out. Someday he'll come out of the jail, and then I'll spend my life with him. But you don't have that hope because somebody has already given up. Manu has already given up. He doesn't want Priya to waste her life. His life is already wasted. He doesn't want his love's life to get wasted. So that beautiful, that scene, the way it was written, the way he writes the letter and he reads it to the audience on the way when he's going to meet her. And as he meets her, the letter says that this is the last time I'm meeting you. You don't know, but I know that this is the last time. And the way she looks at him, that hope, the way the scene is written, the way the performance has come out, the way Rukmini has acted in that scene, I think it's one of the most beautiful scenes. If you ask me, top 5 scenes of my favorite scenes of my career, then probably that scene would be one of them.
Sir, you are an excellent actor. But cinema produce reason what is the reason for producing this movie?
Hemant, in the sense, I believe she's a beautiful filmmaker, and 2 films what he had done, before Sapta Sagaradaache Ello. I was a part of and when we were doing that film, he wanted to do that film in such a constrained budget, and we were telling him that why we can actually extend the budget a little bit. We have bigger market than that, but he was not ready. He wanted his first film to be done in a very certain small budget because he didn't want to take risk. And that film we didn't want probably whatever we invested in the film, we did 5 times more than the investment. The second film also he did in a very constrained budget that he didn't get the complete freedom to express himself. So when I got to know that he's going to make a love story, I didn't want any constraints there. I wanted to give him complete freedom in terms of the production value, whatever he wanted. But I know at the same time I know that he's a very responsible guy. It's not that as soon as we give him freedom to shoot the film the way he wants without any compromise. It's not that he's going to simply waste money. He's a very calculated money spender. So he's very responsible guy. So because of that we gave him that liberty. And today he's proved, he's made a beautiful film. So I believe it's Hemant Rao because of whom I came to a decision that I want to produce this film the way he wants to direct it, and I didn't have a second thought about it.
Sir, കേരളത്തിലെ സാറിന്റെ മെയിൻ സിനിമകളെല്ലാം കേരളത്തിൽ വന്ന് പ്രൊമോട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ സാർ എടുക്കാറുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ കേരളത്തിൽ അത്രത്തോളം സ്വീകാര്യത കിട്ടുന്നതുകൊണ്ടാണ്, അത്രത്തോളം അക്സെപ്റ്റൻസ് കേരളീയര് മറ്റു ഭാഷകളിലുള്ള സിനിമകൾക്കൊക്കെ നൽകുന്നത് കൊണ്ടാണോ സാറിന്റെ മൂവീസ് ഒക്കെ ഇവിടെ വന്ന് സാർ പ്രൊമോട്ട് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള കാരണം?
So she's asking, all the movies were so much hit in Kerala, and does that give you any confidence to release this movie also here?
So there is a beautiful legend about Kerala, what we discuss in Karnataka. It's a beautiful story. So every year there is a film festival which happens in Kerala. And the things, there are few film students from Karnataka who built the legend now in Karnataka. So they came to watch those films films to Kochi, to watch those films, to go to the film festival. And in the bus stop, it seems, they got hold of a rig, and they asked him, they didn't know where the theatre is, where the film festival is going on. So they were asking people around, and then they told the rickshaw guy that, we want to go to the film festival. So he's like, yeah, I'll take you to the film festival, come. So he was taking, and he had a whole list of films which is getting played in the film festival. Or auto driver has the whole list of films which is playing in the film festival, and he was also going to the film festival. So now this is a legend which I have heard. So I believe why Kerala churns out such beautiful stories is because I think there is a storyteller in each and everyone here. So if it's a beautiful film, then I believe it will do well in Kerala. So I am very confident that Sapta Sagaradaache Ello film is the kind of film which will definitely do well here.
Sir, did any Malayalam film inspires you? Like that, I want to make a film like this. Like that, any Malayalam film inspires you?
In the sense, it doesn't inspire me to make a film like this, but the kind of writing there is in not just one or two films. Every year there are at least 10 films which comes from here, which has a beautiful writing, and that technique of writing is definitely inspiring.
Which Malayalam movie you saw recently and you were like, wow, this is very great?
I don't remember names, but
the story.
Huh?
Remember the storyline? Maybe we can tell the name.
Not recently, because last few years I was completely out of the idea of watching films. I have not watched any films in the last 4-5 years, but there was a film with Chaitra Achar and
Which one?
Yeah. And then there is a beautiful film called Abu. His son Abu. That won a national award. Yeah, that was one of my favorite films. And that film which where he swears that I won't wear this slipper or something. Yeah. So if you tell me, I remember the name, but I don't remember names otherwise. I mean, there are many films like that. Many more films which probably it would be a crime if I don't name them, if I don't tell. Yeah, so there are many films like that.
Okay, so are you planning any movies in Malayalam or are you planning to act in Malayalam? Are you getting any offers?
It's very difficult for me. See, when I act in films, the most I can express any emotions, but as soon as you give me dialogue, no, that starts making me nervous. So as soon as I go to the set, every time I take the scene paper and see how many dialogues I have first, and then I give myself to it completely to learn the dialogues, because dialogues has to come naturally.
Okay, so
if you give me Malayalam dialogues, it will be very difficult for me to pronounce those.
So, talking about the dialogue, so you actually like to tell the dialogues which is in paper, or would you like to improvise the dialogues?
No, I never improvise. I stick on to what dialogues are given to me. Emotions wise, I improvise, but dialogues I normally do not improvise at all. I stick on to what is written. But otherwise, sometimes what happens is that few lines doesn't go well with the character I am playing, or it doesn't go well the character I have perceived. So that time I go and talk to the director, and director also probably sometimes oh yeah, so he understands my perspective, and if there is any change to the dialogues, he'll do it.
So, Chaitra music is the soul of the film, and he doesn't score to the every scene. Sometimes there is no R for some scenes, and some scenes are too much elevated by his music. So, what's Chaitra's process? I think that
basically the whole idea comes from Hemant Rao only, because he's very particular about where he wants the music, where he's planning to play with the sound effects. Like for example, if you watch ITA, there's a scene they meet in the first time Priya and Manu meet in the jail, and that scene he is played with the clock sound. The clock is ticking all the time. There's no music there. But because he treated that scene that way, every time Priya and Manu meets after that, although they do after that he's treated it very musically. But you subconsciously inside you know that there is no time. They should talk as soon as possible. So basically, using sound design, he's trying to play with the audience mind. He's getting inside your mind without your knowledge. Now that is completely a filmmaker's idea of how he wants to convey a few things to the audience without the audience even getting to know. So and Chaitra and Hemant and Rao, they both have amazing combination. They both like when Hemant Rao has an idea, Chaitra knows to execute it to pitch perfect. He does it beautifully. So it's a combination definitely.
Chaitra, you are the actor that picks raw characters, like what you did in Toby or so raw, and when it comes to Sapta Sagaradaache also, there's a rawness to this character, and I haven't seen you in this slow motion heroine type of a role. So, is that what takes you to a character? Is that neatness that brings to the movie, or is it just a gut feeling?
No, I want to do all the hair flying, everything also. But just that, they have to convince me with the script where they tell me why she's doing all that. That's it. So somehow these characters have taken my attention very quickly, and the other kinds, there are scripts that have come to me where it was not convincing enough. So there's no particular decision. It just has to, that gut feeling, they say, no? So I have to feel it very strongly as I listen to the script. So then I've taken, but yeah, I think there's a pattern with so far. But I've made it a point to choose different kinds of roles, not repeat the same ones, at least initial days of my career. But probably eventually I will try, other genres also. I definitely want to. I want to do a dance number.
What's common in Raj and Rakshit, and what's the difference in Raj and Rakshit?
There's a lot of common things. I don't see much of a difference because both of them are great filmmakers. Why I call filmmakers? Because they are into all aspects of filmmaking, most of it. They're multitasking, the writing, directing, acting, and lyrics writers also. And I think they also, fight choreography also they've done, both of them. In Toby he's done few, and then he's also done it and things like that, so he's been a part of that. So there are a lot of similarities, and they love cinema. Whenever I've spoken to them, there's no other things that they speak but cinema. And they're very simple people. Irrespective of where they are professionally, they're very, very simple, and I think that is a very attractive quality between both of them, and they're childlike from heart.
Rakshit, Kirit Party was my introduction to watching Kannada films. So there is a small similarity between Kirit Party and our own Prima, which is an Indian Polish. So have you examined that similarity, or?
In a sense, see, Kirit Party, the initial script I had written very long time back actually, even before Udidoru Kannante. So I think that was one of the first scripts I had written, but we had kept it inside. Like after when we realized that we want to make a film, produce a film ourselves in Karamba Studios and do a film, our initial idea was to do Honestly Manayana. And then as we started working on it, we realized that this film requires a lot of budget. We can't be made in a budget what we are planning. So then we were confused that what film to do. That is when Premam released. So me and my friends, we went to watch Premam, and I was like, oh wow, actually I have a script which is completely based on my engineering days. So that's when we decided that yeah, let's do that film. But definitely there are a few things which I love Prem, obviously, and there are a few things which in Prema which was so nice that I couldn't stop myself, getting those elements in Kirit Party as well. Yeah.
So what about the part 2, Kirit Party?
I don't think so. I'll produce for sure, probably for newcomers. Like we'll use the franchise and probably make Kirit Party of the newer generation. But yeah, I have other plans for myself. So
coming to SSC, actually this cassette and tape record plays a vital role after several boilers. Is there any particular reason behind that? And also both of you, is there any tape record memories for you personally?
Particular reason for using that is, one thing, it's beautiful, right? In the sense, the idea of recording something and that, it is not today's generation. It is that love story itself is not today's generation love story. It's although it's happening like 10 years back the story is happening, yet it has certain nuances to the nuances of which happened, like it is a story of those days kind of a feel it has. So because of that, I think the cassette is used, and cassette has a beauty in it. As soon as you record something in a cassette and give it to a girl to listen to it, she has to search for a tape recorder now to play the cassette, because today there is no tape recorders. So as soon as you know that tape recorders are in general use, this story must be set like 20 years back. But otherwise, I think when I was doing my engineering, I was a big music lover. So I used to buy at least one cassette every week. I used to get 200 rupees as my pocket money, out of which 90 rupees I used to spend on a cassette. Rest 110 I used to spend, for lunch, dinner, all that. I used to stay in hostel. So I had a cupboard. If I open the drawer, it used to be filled with cassettes. Like every cassette in the world was there with me. So that is my memory with the cassette.
With respect to this film, cassette and our connection, I don't know, you have to say the film. They have used the cassette thing continuous, but yeah, it's placed in beautifully. Like for that, like the screenplay would speak better. personal experience with cassettes. I remember my mother telling that she used to record me, like, how does the crow, sound? I was like, I made those sounds when I was 2 years old. So she used to record all that and then, play it when my dad comes home. So that in case I don't repeat those things again. So I have a faint, I don't have a memory, but I remember my mother telling that I used to make these sounds and she used to record and play it on the tape recorder.
The Kerala film lovers, certainly from Karnataka. Rakshit Shetty, Rakshit Shetty. If people are coming with the movie, certain people, film lovers know that that movie is good. How's your friendship is going? Are you three people discussing each other about the projects and all?
In the sense, see, we are the kind of writers who probably are very clear that this is my script. There is no change there. There is nobody else who will come and Raj is also like that. I am also like that. Rishabh Baba sometimes he takes inputs in the sense if Raj gives him a legend, he takes and sees how he can make use of it. If I give him an idea, he will see how he can make use of it. But me and Raj are more like this is our draft. There is no change here, so no discussion there. But otherwise, there is a script called which I had written during COVID time, and the script is called Midway to Moksha. Where all three of us, not just three of us, we were promoting. All four of us were being a part of that script. But let's see, because I need to finish Richard Anthony first, and then probably before I go to Punyakoti, either I shoot that, that's a very small film, or I have to shoot that film after Punyakoti. And whenever I shoot, I'm sure Raj definitely would want to play that character. Rishabh, after Kantara 1 and Kantara 2, I'm not sure whether he will play the character. Let's see.
മലയാളത്തിൽ ഒരുപാട് ഫാൻ ബേസ് ഉള്ളൊരു ഫിലിമായിരുന്നു KG. കന്നഡയിലെ ഇന്ത്യ ഫുള്ളായി ഹിറ്റായ മൂവി എല്ലാവരും ഇപ്പോഴും മാതൃകയാക്കാൻ നോക്കുന്ന ഒരു ഫിലിമാണ് KG. The question is, കേരളത്തിൽ പൃഥ്വിരാജ് പ്രൊഡക്ഷൻസ് ആണ് വിതരണത്തിന് എത്തിക്കുന്നത്. സോ ഞങ്ങൾ എല്ലാവരും വെയിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു സിനിമയാണ് ഡിസംബർ റിലീസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന സലാർ. വാട്ട് അബൌട്ട് പൃഥ്വിരാജ്? സാറിന്റെ ഒപ്പീനിയൻ?
I mean, he's a great support for us, all of us, because he's the one who has released all Kannada films in Kerala, KGF, Kantara, Chaitra Achar, and whatever he has released until now has been a super hit. These are the only three, right? He's not released any other film. So let's say he's a lucky charm for us. To release. Also, he's very particular. It's not that he just because we want to release, he'll release. He's very particular about giving good content here in Kerala. And so yeah, when we approached him for Idea also, he had already watched the trailer and he liked it, and he was of the opinion that we'll not do a big release like Charlie. We'll do a smaller release for Sapta Sagaradaache Ello because of the kind of film it is. And we were also of the same opinion. And when we are releasing Shetty also, we are not going as big as what we went for Charlie. Because this is this film is for a very niche audience. And he understands all that. He himself is a writer, director, producer, and an actor. So some way everyone we connect to that idea because we are also that.
Okay, thank you. I think talking about your movies, all your movies are like emotionally connected very well. So how do you choose your script?
I think my scripts come to me it has been like that because when I was doing Nonesh Sriman Narayana, there were long gaps in between, and the actor was supposed to be a part of Charlie. He backed off, and then I asked Kiran if I can play the role. and I was anyways producing, then I acted in the film also. So that happened like that. And then for certain different reasons, actually Sapta Sagaradaache Ello started. And at that time it was just one film. And then it grew into 2 films. But it started for different reasons. It came to me for very different reasons. But now that I have done it, and I look back, it seems like as if the scripts choose me than me choosing the script.
Okay, so before we end up this session, actually we should talk about Rukmini Vasant also. She had done some amazing work in this movie. So can you please tell about her character as well?
Well, if you guys have watched Side A, whoever has watched Side A has fallen in love with the Priya character because the way she has performed, it doesn't seem like this is her second film. She's done a beautiful job. She's one of the best actors I have worked with. In the sense, see, probably there are many actors. Actors as good as Rukmini Vasant also I have worked with, but the kind of dedication what she gave and the craftsmanship what she has as a personality what she is just amazing. And when I got to play a character like Manu, which is written so deep, probably if not Rukmini Vasant, who actually was capable enough to play that character which was written with such depth, probably if not her, I wouldn't have given my best as Manu, because my co-actor was as dedicated. And when you act, there are few films probably where the eye interaction is not that important probably, but for this film, for the intense character what Hemant had written, the interaction through the eyes was so important. And I don't think so, like what Rukmini did, I can't imagine anybody there after working with her. So she's one of the best actors I have come across in the last 12 years.
I completely agree, and I add to that. And we really miss her. It's just because of her prior commitments, she couldn't be here.
We miss both.
Hemant also. They're working on the film, basically, but
We are taking the final output today in Chennai. So because of which Hemant couldn't come, as a director, he was supposed to be there. And Rukmini, for some reason, she had to leave to Malaysia for another film shoot where she couldn't adjust the dates, so she couldn't be here.
Sir, one last question. Sir, in Kerala, we are facing major problem that reviews are causing the major problem in film industry. Do you, as an actor, do you believe that reviews are causing problems in a film making or film after releasing?
The written, I think the problem is with not the written reviews. The problem is with they make video, right? Now that becomes a problem, because today, see, written reviews, people who are interested in the film, they'll go in search of the written reviews and read it. But these videos what we make can spread across as reels also. And if you let out the major important part of the story in those videos, and if it spreads as reels, and if everybody get to know the story of the film even before they watch it because of the reels, then it's definitely dangerous. So, you cannot stop someone from writing a review, but making a video using film clips, and when you make a video, they have to talk something. When you write, you can think, but when you make a video, whatever comes, it just comes. And most of the times you are just telling the story. That is the review. Most of the video reviews are like that. You basically tell the whole story. And this part of the story is like this. This I didn't like. This story, next chapter, it continues to be like this. This I like. This is how the reviews are. And videos have, more, it can spread faster. so that can spoil the experience of watching the film.
And also, the thumbnails that they use just for clicks, no? Like I remember seeing like so many, but they're like crack movie. So people were like, oh, this is a crack movie, let me just go see. And then they form an opinion without even watching the film. They already think this is a crack film. Well, the film could have like been a nicer film. Just for his personal opinion about something shouldn't influence someone else's viewing experience. So that is bad.
But do you believe that can a review destroy a film?
Sorry?
Do you believe that with that review can...
Definitely, I mean it's...
In the sense, not everybody's review can be like for example, if I am a film goer, I might be intelligent enough to watch the video and say that okay, fine, we might think like that, but my opinion might be different. I'll go to theatre and watch it. But there are 10 other people who definitely probably might not think like that and just believe that what he says, because it's easier for them to see. Going to theatre to watch a film is more difficult than sitting at home and lazing out. Sitting at home and lazing out is easy. So as soon as somebody tells that this film is not good, your first option is let's sit at home. Why go till there, spend money, watch the film if it's not good? And anyways, in today's date, 30 days or 15 days it will be an OTT. So that option is also there. So already people are already laid back. They don't want to come to theatres.
So, side A is more soft, more calm and love. What will be side B? Is it a raw and Indian?
You know what, I always tell that side A is more of Indian classical fusion with Western music. Side B is more of rock and roll. So yeah, there will be a lot of pain. Yeah.
Chaitra, topic is success avunu expect cheyididdu.
No, we actually did not expect, because the amount of love you guys showed here and the acceptance, people, I did not know, they were tagging me, calling Jenny, has done a good job, and they used to cut reels of Toby and Jenny together, all those things. Like I was like, wow, like this acceptance I never expected, and it was overwhelming. I really would like to thank everyone who's gone and watched, and yeah, I'm just grateful.
Sir? Update. Once this film is released, I'm running. I have to finish one last final draft, which I have to finish it by December end, is my target. And from Jan I'll start the pre-production. By March or April max, I want to go on.
Okay, thank you so much everyone. Thank you all. The time limitation. I think that questions will go on. So thank you so much for sharing such great experience with us. So what do you want to tell to our audience out there?
If you have watched Side A already, then beautiful. If you have not watched, please go to Amazon and watch it. Because it's going to be a very nice prelude before you watch Side B. And don't miss Side B in theaters, because this film will give you a different experience which probably no other film would have given you. I completely believe in that. So do watch the film in theaters. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much everybody. Thank you for coming. I hope it's going to be a great hit, and thank you. Both of you. Thanks.